Why did this person fail his driving test? So we can see here there's a lot of grade 2s on this, so let's take a look and see what happened. The very first thing we can see here is he got a grade 2 for position on bends. So as we've seen here on the RSA marking sheet guidelines, position on the bends is under the same heading as position on the straight.
So having regard to the width of the road, an applicant should normally drive reasonably close to the left-hand side of the road, i.e. approximately midway between the central dividing line.
So if you've seen any of my previous videos, you will know correct position on the straight and on bends is centre left. We want to be away from the centre line. So take a look at this clip here where I tackle a few bends.
Follow the road, please.
And we're going to follow the road, stay on your side of the road. Try not to steer too early and cut that.
Follow the road to the left.
And we're bending left. We're looking around this white car. We had to stay in the middle because of this little blue car. Looking up the middle there, yeah. And back onto your side of the road. Next we see he got a grade 2 for position in traffic lanes. So position in traffic lanes is different than position on the straight. If there's only one lane, we're supposed to be centre left. But if there's 2 or more lanes, we're supposed to be in the middle of our lane. So as we've seen here on the RSA marking sheet guidelines, you can be marked for position in traffic lanes for straddling 2 lanes. Or another reason would be just being over to one side of the lane too much. Remember, we're supposed to be in the middle of the lane. So take a look at this clip here from the YouTube membership program.
So as it says in the guidelines, when an applicant straddles the lane, so a lot of people don't know what that means. So when we straddle a lane, it means that our car is basically in 2 lanes. One side of our car is in this lane and the other side of our car will be in that lane. But just imagine our steering wheel centre right of a traffic lane, because if we're just off centre, we're just about inside the line here, but we're also comfortably inside the lane on the left hand side. People generally, when they're trying to judge this, they're usually looking over the left hand side and they're asking themselves, am I in the lane or not? And it's really hard to see over that way. So the trick, just look out your window here, and if you're just inside the line, that's perfect. Because if you're just inside the line on this side, it means the left hand side will look after itself.
Next we see he picked up 3 grade 2s for position turning right. So let's take a look at the RSA marking sheet guidelines.
Where an applicant intends to turn right at a junction, the approach should normally be just to the left of the central dividing line, or where the line should be. The turn should be made around the centre point of the road which is being entered, or a fault will be recorded for position turning right. The correct approach should be adopted in good time.
So as it said here, we need to be positioned just left of the centre line, and we also need to steer around the centre point of the road we want to enter. So a few mistakes I normally see people make would be: 1, not being able to drive in a straight line up to the turn. Another one would be steering too early and cutting the corner. Another one would be driving too far past the turn and having to do more steering and swan necking the turn. Other mistakes would be steering from the left hand side of the road to turn right, also steering from the wrong lane to turn right. If you want to see the full video for position and observation turning right, click this link above. Next we see he picked up 1 grade 2 for position turning left. Usually the reason why people get marked for position turn left is because they either take a left turn into a side road too wide, or turning left at a T-junction, they don't hug around the curb.
The normal approach to a left turn should be as close as feasible to the left hand side. This position should be maintained on the turn and on the exit of the turn.
So take a look at this really common mistake here I usually see people make when people turn left at a T-junction.
So turn left, mirror signal position. So I know straight line up to the turn. I'm into second, I'm off the clutch, I'm still on the brake. I can't see, so I'm going to clutch in. In the first example, I showed you to position around the bend. But if you position it straight here, that will be a grade 2 for position turning left. And what will happen is you look right and left and we'll start moving. So I've taken that really wide, and that will be a mark, that will be a grade 2 for position turning left. But now I'm also in the middle of the road. If I stay out here, I'll also get a mark for position on the straight.
If you want to see the full video for position turning left, watch this video above. Next we're into observation. So we can see here he picked up 1 grade 2 for observation turning right. So there's a lot of reasons why you can be getting marked for observation turning right, and the most common one is simply not looking where you're going. So take a look at these 2 clips here for observation turning right. People tend to do is this, they look this way, trying to drive down here.
Is again not looking where they're going. So we talked about this a few minutes ago. So imagine we're driving up. I'm gonna come into first here. I can see a car, so I stop. Look right and left. So usually what people do is, they look this way and they're looking out that window. I found that very uncomfortable. But they look out that window trying to drive down this road.
So there are a few other reasons why you can get marked for observation turning right. Them 2 will be the most common. But other ones would be, imagine if we're turning right into a side road, there's an oncoming vehicle and we pull out in front of them to make the right turn. If the tester feels you didn't see the car, they will mark you for observation. But if the tester knows you've seen the car but you decided to pull out in front of them anyway, that will be a mark for right of way. Another reason why you can get marked for observation turning right would be, imagine if we're about to turn right into a side road and there's a pedestrian crossing the road or there's traffic built up and we start the turn but we have to stop halfway through it. That would also be a mark for observation because we should have seen it wasn't safe to go and we should have waited, and then only when it was safe, then complete the turn. Another reason would be, imagine we're turning right at a T-junction and we don't do adequate observation, or we pull out in front of somebody, or for whatever reason the tester felt we didn't look enough. I've covered all these different scenarios extensively in the YouTube membership. You will be an absolute legend if you joined, and you will be supporting the channel. Also, you will get a ton of bonus videos. Next we see he picked up 3 grade 2s for observation turning left. So again, there's a few reasons why you could have got marked for this, and again, usually the most common one is not looking where you're going.
So imagine I'm straight to the turn, that's grand. But everyone seems to do this. They always go like this. As they steer, they go like this. And look out that way, driving this way. That's a mark for observation because, as I always say, you have to look where you're going.
To pick up 3 grade 2s for observation turn left, it would usually be something like that. Just when he steers left, looking out the right window. A lot of people tend to do it. So there are other reasons why you can get marked for observation turning left. Another one would be turning left into a side road and not actually seeing what's happening, whether it's a pedestrian crossing the road or traffic build up. So take a look at this very important clip here where there's 2 different grade 3s.
Left.
So other reasons why you could get marked for observation turning left will be turning left at a T-junction, not doing adequate observation, or again, pulling out in front of somebody. If the tester felt you didn't see the car coming, you'll get marked for observation. But if the tester knew that you seen the car and you pulled out in front of them, they would mark you for right of way, turning left. Next we see he picked up 1 grade 2 for reaction to hazards. So a hazard is anything that makes you change speed, change course, or change direction. And there's 3 different types of hazard: stationary, moving, and environmental. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch this video above and that will explain more. Next we see he picked up 1 grade 1 for signals at roundabouts. Let's not worry about the grade 1s today. He could fill that list full of grade 1s and it wouldn't matter to the end result. Next we see he picked up 1 grade 2 for progress overtaken. This simply means the tester felt he was just either too slow or just a little bit too cautious when it came to overtaking a bus, a bin truck, a cyclist, a car parked on the left. Wherever it was, the tester felt you were just a bit too cautious or just a bit too slow overtaking wherever it was. Remember, when you are planning ahead, if we know we have to overtake something, we mirror, signal, if the way is clear, get out, get past it, keep the speed up, and then mirror, move back in. Next we see he picked up a grade 2 for accelerator. This usually means that he just pressed the accelerator too hard, or as they say in the RSA marking sheet guidelines, excessive use. So remember, getting up, not pressing your accelerator so hard and getting up your gears that little bit earlier. Next we see he picked up 3 grade 2s for traffic signs. So not really sure what that could be. It's like whatever happened on the test, he wasn't obeying the signs. It wasn't that he drove over the stop line or he missed a stop sign, because that would have been a grade 3. So I'll be curious to know what happened to him there. And next we see he picked up a grade 2 for competency on the reverse around the corner and right of way. So competency means, can you reverse around the corner at a reasonable speed and keeping reasonably close to the footpath. So to pick up a mark for right of way on the reverse around the corner, it meant he was reversing back, he was looking around, he seen another road user coming from behind, and he continued to reverse as they were overtaking him. If you want to see the full video of how to reverse around the corner safely and marks to avoid, watch this video here. If you like the content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.